with it. So what I'm going to do now is just build a little bit of a scene. So I think what I'll probably do is make a bottle to go with it. So I'm going to click on this surface here, and I think I will use the line tool. Let's do turn snap on so I know I'm being the line. Let's try 20, and then let's I'm going to revolve a glass basically. So let's come up here. Let's change this to 5. Let's cut this back up. Did that the wrong way around really. Let's do a line coming off there. Let's say 25. Then let's have a line connecting those like that. Oh, not extrude, that is the wrong thing. Let's go to revolve, sorry. Let's revolve that around there. That's shell. Try that again, shell, just that surface. There we go, let's change that to 2. Let's just fill at the edges a little bit. Oh, wrong one. Let's fill at the edges a bit, make it look a little bit less harsh. It is worth always a little bit of trial and error of trying different fillets, trying different measurements just to see how things look. Okay, let's add appearance. So I think we'll probably use the same. Let's use a clear acrylic like that. And then let's move this into position. So we've got this. So let's move it. Oh. Check we're not too far away height wise. Like that. Let's then, can I use my Narcissus? Will that work? Now let's make a new one. So let's go to inspect, analysis. Bring it back over to surface. Same thing, like I did with the Coke there, I'm going to put some Coke in a bottle here, I think. So let's go to offset. 1. Okay. Patch. Okay. Stitch. I'm going to stitch you and you. Nothing has been stitched. That's because I've selected the wrong thing, clearly. Okay, let's stitch you. What? Why are you not working? Yeah, let's try that again. Let's go to patch. Okay. Now let's try stitch. There you go, so green line, you see that works. Then let's thicken you and you. So you can see that's now thicker. That's now a body that way. Oh no. So you can see my Coke is extruding past the bottle a little bit, or the lid, or the glass rather. So let's split body. Oh no, let's combine. So I'm going to split body. let's remove that. Now obviously that's a very, very full bottle of Coke, so let's drag it down a little bit to about there. Now remember, with analysis it's not always doing it as full, so it's like that. So then let's add some material to that. We've already got our Coke material that we made. Close. You now see we've got a bit of Coke there. Now, because we've had some Coke there, let's take one bottle out here. Now what you'll see here, because we've copied and pasted these bottles, if I try and take one, let's take, which one are you? Well, this one. Okay, so if I pull this out, put it into position. Okay, so if I were, so I've opened this up here now, and lid. So say I'm going to take this lid off. Like right click and go on move. Have a look at the rest of the lids now. They're all going to come off, and that's because they've all been copied and pasted as they are. So to get rid of that, I'm actually going to remove this, and then I'm going to take another one. So which one is it? So it's this one. So I'm going to copy, and at the top here I'm going to go on paste new. So before we went paste, which is just Control V, paste new now means that it's its own standalone component that I can now edit, and it won't affect the other pieces. Okay, so it is important to make sure you know which way round you've got them. So for that one, let's then take lid off just so you can see. Let's flip it over so we can. Obviously, the whole point of like the renders really is to show off all the features. So we want to make sure we show off the inside of the lid because we spent a bit of time modelling that as well. So let's bring that down. We need to make sure. I need to bring that bottle down in a second as well. So let's. Okay. And then what we're going to do is let's remove some of that liquid. So let's create another section analysis. Like that. Turn it back on again. I'm going to remove, so I'm going to go to press pull. I'm going to drag down. So you can see now, return section analysis off. It looks like I've poured some Coke from the bottle into the glass. Let's just have a nice look at that. Let's go back into render, see how that looks. I think it looks quite good, nice and realistic. And then the last thing I think I'm going to do is I'll just make a little tabletop for it to sit on so it looks like it's not just floating in midair. So let's click on create a sketch. Let's click section on the bottom one. And I'll just do a really, really simple like circular tabletop like you would see in standard bar setting. Bring it down, let's say -10. New body. Let's add appearance. Let's go like a normal wood. Let's see, we want a nice light one so it doesn't take away too much what we've done. That looks okay. And let's just do a little stand so it doesn't look like that's floating in air as well. So all these little features we're doing, just obviously we've done the main bit that we're getting assessed on, or we want to submit to clients or whatever the situation may be. So now it's just want to make things look like all these little features you do make things look more realistic. It gives it more context, like we talked about with the Lego block one. You just want it to, things don't just float in nothingness. There is always a scene that goes with things, so it is worth spending a little bit of time putting one together, just so when you do your final render it looks realistic, really. Let's try it like that. Okay, and then let's position that. Let's go into render. And then, so you see, got my table. Obviously the main thing, zoom in. You can see the bottle, which is the main part of the design. You can see the carrier, you can see the coat, you can see the lid. Now that lid, actually, let's bring that up because it looks like it's intersecting a little bit. So actually, if you can just see it, you can see that wood bit sticking out from that lid. I think that's basically because I need to bring it up just a little bit. So let's, yeah, you can see that's intersecting there. So let's bring that up. There we go. So let's go back to render. We really zoomed in. And then we'll add a little bit of a scene to it. So we go to scene settings. So there are some built-in scenes you can go to. So in scene settings here in rendering, backgrounds, we've got solid color. You can go to environment and then environment library, and there are ones that you can just drag in and add things to and see what happens. So you can add things like cool light in there. There are some built-in, where are we? We've got like color. Some of them don't really match, so that looks actually is way too big for what we're doing. So you can have a play around with those, or sometimes it's quite nice just to have solid colour. Let's actually just reset because that's messed the lighting up a little bit. There we go. Let's do solid colour. In fact, no, let's try. I'll just play around with the different kind of lighting settings you have in. There you go, that looks quite nice. And then let's change solid colour. And you can just sometimes add like bits of colour in that way. Oh, that's a horrendous colour. Oh my god, I'm like blinding myself with these colours. Let's try. There you go. Something. And then you can just spend a little bit of time just finding what you think looks the best. Let's stick with a warm orange one. Okay, go on that. And now, rather than do a whole scene like we did with the Lego block, so we've got bits of the colour, we've got the modelling stuff we've done, everything like that. So that then, to me, I would say that is done. And then either you can go on in-canvas render in the cloud, or then capture that image as well. So that is the second really introductory course to Fusion. If you've got any questions, please let me know, or if you've got any requests about any modelling techniques or anything you're not sure of, you want me to try and have a go at putting a video together and doing as well, I'm more than happy to do that as well.